First of all, I want to thank Dennis for inviting me to speak. I do appreciate it. And, hello, Sergeant Major. But I just want to thank you guys for allowing me to come and take a few moments of your time. I do want to talk to you all just a little bit about MacArthur JROTC. I've been teaching JROTC for 10 years now. Before I started doing this, when I retired from the military here at Fort Sill, my first job was I was a 5th grade teacher at Sheridan Road Elementary, which doesn't exist now. They tore it down, and of course now they integrated Sheridan Road and Geronimo Elementary. Now it's the humongous Freedom Elementary, and that school is actually larger than MacArthur High School. Wow. They have more students. They have more elementary students than MacArthur has high school students. That's a lot of little people. But anyway, I started teaching JROTC in February of 2013, and I've been at MacArthur ever since. For those who don't know, there are, of course, 3 JROTCs here in Lawton. Of course, each high school has a program, and we are each independent programs. We do things similarly, but we also do things differently because we are an independent program. I, of course, will specifically talk about MacArthur JROTC. Right now, we have approximately right at 75 cadets. We usually start out with a little over 100, and usually during second semester, a lot of the cadets will determine that, maybe JROTC isn't for them, so they will not continue throughout the second semester. What I would like to do is just share with you guys a few things about what JROTC is not. Because ever since I've been at MacArthur, I have been constantly, through the years, trying to dispel the myths of what many people think JROTC is. Many people think that JROTC is an Army recruiting program because they see that, we, the instructors, are in uniform all the time. They see the cadets, because our students are called cadets, they see that the cadets wear the uniform 1 day a week, and that is an Army requirement. They are required 1 day a week to wear the Army uniform. And so a lot of people, a lot of students, a lot of parents think that JROTC is a military recruiting program. That is not what it is. They also think that JROTC is a disciplinary program because these are kids who got in trouble in different classes, so we're going to stick them in JROTC. It may have been that once upon a time, but it is absolutely not that today. JROTC is a character development and leadership program. It is designed to be a student-run, student-led program. That's how it's designed to be. And the mission of JROTC is to motivate young people to be better citizens. And so when I talk to parents, I have to convince them that JROTC would be a good program for their son or daughter. Because, again, many think that a lot of the kids, they think that they will have Army instructors in their face yelling at them all the time, and that's what they assume that the program is, because a lot of times I'll speak to just students in the hallway and ask, hey, why are you not in JROTC? A lot of times their comment is, well, I don't want anybody in my face yelling at me. Okay, me neither. I don't yell. And my students have probably heard me say this, but I don't. Do I yell?
I think I've heard you yell twice, sir, and it wasn't directed at me.
I tell my students, I don't have to yell. I have the grade book. I don't need to yell. I say you do. That's really how it is. And but the majority of the kids that we have in the program, and I would say it's probably the same for all 3 high schools, the majority of the kids who are in our programs are there because they want to be there. Our challenge is keeping them there, because to Lawton Public Schools' credit, they have Great Plains Technology Center. The kids have Great Plains Technology Center available to them. Now they have the LRC, the Life Ready Center, that's available to them. And of course, the kids can also go to Cameron University. So for me, I jokingly say that those are our nemesises. because as the cadets, if we get them as a freshman and then they become a sophomore, junior, or senior, they get pulled, so to speak, because of the other courses and programs that those other locations have. And I get it, you know, and I tell my students that I'm a little jealous, correction, I'm selfish, because I don't like to share my cadets with others. But I know I have to, because I actually really do have some good cadets. Because the way we run our program, as well as the other schools, we run our program, or our program is organized just like the military structure is. I have a battalion commander, a student battalion commander, I have a student battalion staff, and each hour that we have is broken down into a different company. So my first hour is Alpha Company, my third hour is Bravo, Charlie, Delta, so forth. I also have an hour that is primarily focused on drill and color guard, primarily drill, and then I also have a staff hour. So we do a lot of things in JROTC, and again, just so you all know, at MacArthur JROTC, we compete anywhere from Dallas-Fort Worth area. We have a lot of competition down there, and this past weekend, we actually went to Wichita, Kansas, and competed. A lot of times I feel that JROTC gets overshadowed by the other programs in the school because it's not as popular, and I don't really understand why, but it's still not as well known. And because at MacArthur, our building is separate from the main building. And so there are teachers, students, they've never been to the JROTC building. I didn't know this was out here. Yeah, it's been out here for a while. Because MacArthur JROTC program has been in existence since 1973. The school opened in 1969, and the JROTC program was commissioned about a year or so later, but they didn't have enough students to start until about 1972, 1973 time frame. So again, it's been around a while. It's been around a long time, longer than definitely they have been alive. But it's been around a while. Also, I can proudly say that currently MacArthur JROTC program, and I mentioned about our drill teams and color guards, they are currently the 2022 the Oklahoma Army Drill and Color Guard Team state champions. So, and I will tell you all something that my daughter told me, and I probably shouldn't say this because I'm on camera, but because you all know that the basketball team, the girls basketball team, they're going up to state. And so congratulations for them. That's great. And I highly applaud them. And, but they forget that we're current state champions. You know? And we will be going back to state to defend our title in April of this year. And so I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that everybody knows, hey, we're going to state too. Because, and my daughter told me that some of y'all might not understand this term. Y'all might. But my daughter told me yesterday, she says, Dad, I think you're a little salty. You guys understand that term? Y'all heard that term? That's what my daughter told me. She's like, you're a little salty towards the girls' basketball team, aren't you? Like, maybe. But I am proud of MacArthur High School and all the other teams that all the accomplishments that they're doing. But I am most proud of the cadets that I have in my program because they work hard. Because I know how challenging I can be. I know how demanding I can be. Because I tell my students, and Macaulay over here, she's been with me for 4 years. And I believe that if they can, I truly believe that if they can be with me for 4 years and make it without quitting, without giving up, I have no doubt that she will be able to go out anywhere and be successful. Because it's not because of all that I do, but again, I understand the challenges that I place upon them, and I understand the stressors that I put upon them. Because again, she's part of my battalion staff. and she will more than likely be part of my staff as well next year. And so it's not easy for them all the time because, as an example, my battalion commander currently, she is a Cameron University student. She is my battalion commander, and she holds down a part-time job. And she's probably got, I don't know, probably a 4.0 GPA. And so, so a lot of people don't realize the caliber of students that we have in JROTC. Most of my staff, it's a requirement for my staff to have at least a 3.0 GPA. And so because we want them to understand that their academics are what's most important. That's number one. And so we want to make sure that you got good grades, but also now you need to learn how to be a part of a staff, and we teach them the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 jobs, the staff S jobs. And so they do all of these things. They run the battalion, and as an important example, Friday, we are we having our military ball. It's going to be at Cameron University, and my staff, they're putting it all together. They're going to be running it, and when we do it, my sergeant major and I will be sitting at a table, and they will be running everything. And so much so that today, MacArthur High School is having a virtual day. Did you guys know that? They're having a virtual day today because the girls' basketball team, they're going up to state. And so for those who want to go up to state and watch them, they gave us a virtual day. But to show you the level of commitment that my cadets have, I will probably have my entire staff, which consists of about 12 kids. They will be in today at about 1:30 because we've got to finalize everything for the ball that we have coming up on Friday. So that's the level of dedication that my cadets have, and those are the types of things that we try to instill in them because, again, we want them to be successful citizens, period. Because, again, a lot of times I will have parents tell me, well, I don't want my kid being in JROTC because my husband's in the Army or my husband's in the military and I know how the military is. And I respectfully say, well, that really doesn't have anything to do with JROTC, and so just give me a chance to, have the student come into the program. And so when they tell me these things, again, it's because they just don't know what we do. We don't give them a class on leadership. We allow our cadets to be leaders. And one of the things, and I'm sure as most everyone in here knows, one of the most difficult things you'll ever do is lead your peers. And my cadets, especially those in leadership, they do it every day. She's a sophomore, and your company's how large? 12?
Yes, sir, 12.
She's got a company of 12 cadets, but they are her peers. And they respect her because she commands respect. She has to if she wants to be a commander. And so I tell my students, and I truly believe that the JROTC cadets are truly the leaders in the school because they actually lead. I am not discounting all of the other programs and organizations that, we have at the high school, but I do truly believe that my cadets are stellar. I believe that, and again, maybe I'm a little biased, but I think I have reason to be because we're state champions. I mean, right? Thank you. But again, I could go on and on and on to talk about JROTC. A couple other things I do want to mention is that all of the things that we do, especially when we go to our drill meets, because JROTC is funded by the Army. The Army pays for the uniforms, the Army pays for our computers and some of our printers. Those are the things that the Army pays for. Those military, the essential items is what the Army pays for. Everything else, extra, little things that they may wear on some of their uniforms for some of their performances, well, all of those things come from our activity funds, the school activity funds. We don't receive any money from the school. The activity funds that we have are funds that we must raise. And so we raise those doing various fundraisers. We do car wash fundraisers. See, what else have we done? Car wash fundraisers. We did one fundraiser which was called Snap Race, which was, it was a pretty good one. What else have we done? So what is it?
That's fine, sir.
Okay. I'm at 10 minutes or 15 minutes?
15, I've been trying to tell you that.
Okay, so, all right, you gotta stand up and, so, all right, so 15 minutes is my time, but I will end with, like I said, is that we must raise funds to be able to take them to the drill meets that we go, because the drill meets cost. We provide food for them, because anytime we go somewhere, we always want to make sure at a minimum that they have like a little snack for breakfast or something like that. So, but I just wanted to, just so you all know, in the event that anyone wants to donate to our program, or would even if you have a business or something like that, that you would like to become a sponsor, because this is the first year that we're actually seeking sponsors for our program, and we have different levels of sponsorship. Anything that anybody is willing to donate will be gratefully accepted and appreciated. So, again, thank you all for allowing me to speak to you all, and just, I hope, brag about, you know, the cadets that I have in our program, because I truly believe that they are the best cadets. No offense to Lawton and Eisenhower, but I believe that we have the best cadets in this city. I believe that we have the best cadets in this state. So, would you give my cadets a round of applause?
I would have just for you here, Mr. Redburn, a MOA knife, so you can use that. That's your cadets in line.
I gotta be careful because the school can't know that I have it.